Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlocking You 2.0. My name is Balwinder Marwaha, your transformational leadership coach. Alongside with me is Spencer Bonin, certified emotion code and body code practitioner. So we're talking today about honoring your progress. This happens all the time where you set out on a journey or a goal, and it's like you don't consider yourself successful until you reach that goal or get to the end, which is not the right thing to do. So to start off with, we're going to talk about the subconscious side of what our mind kind of might do to sabotage that, or maybe not feel like we've achieved anything. So Spencer, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is such an important topic. And I will say, for myself recently, this has been like a very big eye opener for myself. And I encourage you guys to do this. So, myself, just as a little bit of a personal experience, a couple weeks ago, or I think this might have been even before before the end of the year, I was writing in my journal as my daily practice. Very good practice to get into, by the way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I was sitting there writing in my journal, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just kind of run through a list of all the things that I've accomplished this year so far, or even in the last, 9 months or whatever, just as a reflection, right?
Yeah.
And as I was doing this, um, you forget what's happened,
Yeah.
right? Like you totally forget. And I'm like writing this out. I'm like, okay, moved to Victoria, got certified in this, got certified in that, created a new business, replaced my income. Like I literally created like this massive list of stuff that had happened in the year, and I totally forgot. And meanwhile, I'm beating myself up about maybe not hitting a specific target I've made, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, in actuality, if you go back and look at all the stuff that's actually happened, there's a massive change.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this is something that's really important, and you're going to talk more about this on the conscious side, but that was my experience recently. And if it happens for me, I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys out there, you watching
Yes.
this right now. But aside from all that, I'm going to get into some subconscious stuff here. So, what kind of causes us to not reflect on that, or what kind of maybe prevents us from seeing that as a possibility? For a couple things that kind of come to my mind are, one, no will to energies in the body code. So in the body code, motion code, we talk about these energies where it's like no will to something, and a no will to is like not having the willpower to do a particular thing, and it can be
Mhm.
really detrimental with different things. But the ones that kind of come to my mind for this particular aspect are something along the lines of like know will to respect yourself, know will to support yourself, and know will to acknowledge or see. Because if you're not willing to acknowledge, if you're not willing to respect and support yourself, you know, how are you really going to see all these different changes that are going to happen in your life? If you feel like you
Mhm.
can't be respectful of yourself, it's like, well, you're not going to go back there and reflect, and it's going to kind of
Yeah.
keep you pushed down, and it's going to hold you back from going on further because you're just going to keep thinking, oh, well, I didn't hit this particular thing, just like my example. Oh, I didn't hit that financial goal. But then without looking at, oh, I replaced my income, oh, I moved
Mhm.
cities, got certified over here in this aspect, like there's a lot that happened. So if you're refusing to respect yourself in that respect, funny, that's going to create a big problem, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about with this too, and it's very, very closely related, is something called an idea allergy. Now, we've talked about this on this subject before, and we've talked about these on here before. Just to kind of reiterate and keep going with it. Uh, we have allergies to literally everything. Like obviously, we have food allergies and stuff like that. But an idea allergy is literally something where you have your negative or your subconscious mind associates something and
Mhm.
deems it as something negative or scary to the subconscious, or wants to protect you from it. So it kind of negatively associates with anything. It could be a person, it could be a location, it could be any concept or idea,
Yes.
whether it's positive or negative or neutral. It's very, very interesting stuff. But if that's the case, and maybe you have like extreme stress symptoms with it, or maybe you want to avoid it or have a phobia of it, let's just pretend that you have an idea allergy of being respected
Yeah.
or being valued or important. It's like, well, if your body's like constantly trying to avoid being valued or important, or if
Mhm.
your body is constantly going into major stress symptoms, or if you feel extremely uncomfortable when you're
Yeah.
in a position of being valued or feeling important, your body is going to not want to go down that road, and it's just going to try to avoid it altogether. And that's
Absolutely.
something, along the road to success, we need to be able to kind of respect ourselves, because that's where most of the
Mhm.
stuff comes from. You need that belief in yourself, and you need that aspect to really move forward. So those are a couple of my thoughts on the subconscious end, as far as what's going on about us not respecting ourselves. What's going on consciously, Valley?
There's a lot, but I want to add to one thing here, Spencer. You failed to mention that last year you quit your career that you had been doing for like 12 years because you're now um, replace that income and you're doing it independently as a sole proprietor, like as a business owner, and part of Inside Out Institute. So that's kudos to you, man. Proud of you
Thank
for that.
I appreciate
Um,
that.
so consciously, here's what's happens is think of it as a road trip. You're traveling somewhere. You're going on vacation. Maybe you're even flying somewhere. Now, you consider your vacation has started the minute you leave for vacation. The minute you leave your house to go to the airport, or the minute you get into your car to start driving to your destination. That's when you say, "Hey, I'm on vacation." Yeah, right? You don't say, "Oh, my vacation starts when I land at my destination or when I get there."
Mm,
Part of getting there is part of your vacation. It's part of your holiday. So why is it that when we set personal goals for our personal life, we don't do it the same way? We only celebrate our success or honor ourselves once we accomplish it.
mm,
And sometimes here's what's crazy is you set yourself a goal, and maybe you set yourself a goal of losing 10 pounds and you lost 9. But because you didn't honor yourself or respect yourself for those 9 pounds you lost, you gave up and you didn't get to 10.
yeah.
Imagine that, or imagine your goal is, hey, I'm going to make $100,000 or $1 million next year, and you fall $10 short of that. Are you going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm miserable? Like you're not going to do that. So start respecting your journey
Yeah.
and start looking at your progress. And it's something called plan, do, review. You create a plan, you take the action, but then you review. Hey, where was I before this plan? Where have I gotten to? Oh, wow, look at this. I've had this much growth, or I've lost this much weight, or, I was smoking a pack of cigarettes before. Now I'm only smoking half. You haven't quit yet, but you're way better than where you were before.
Yeah.
And you need to honor yourself for that and respect yourself for that, because we as individuals are our own worst critics. We're the hardest on ourselves. But at the same time, the person that talks to you the absolute most is yourself. And if you're not kind to yourself and if you're not saying good things to yourself, your mind will start to believe that. So, having said that, plan, do, and review. Look at, okay, this is my plan. This is what I need to do. And you know what? I'm going to review this in a week or 2 weeks from now or a month from now and look at where have I gotten to? How much growth have I had? How much have I moved towards my goal? And then honor yourself for that progress.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, God, I'm not there yet. I suck. No, you don't. You made this, you did the action steps, you did the work. You need to appreciate that for yourself. You don't suck. And you need to start having that self-talk. When you talk to yourself, it has to be positive. You
Mm,
have to reinforce the positive things that you've done, not the negative ones. Because eventually the negative ones are going to stop once you start reinforcing all that positive stuff during your self-talk. And as I said earlier, the person that talks to you the most is you yourself. And if you yourself are not saying good things about yourself, then you're making it very, very difficult. Okay. So make sure when you're on this journey, you're honoring yourself. You're saying, hey, look, I'm halfway to my destination. Great job. I'm better than where I was before.
mm,
Not, oh, God, you suck. You're only halfway. Like, geez, why aren't you there yet?
yeah.
You're not going to help yourself by doing that. Okay. So, with that said, part of what Spencer and I do, and a lot of you know myself, a lot of my friends that are here watching this, my practice, I've been doing orthotics for 8 years now, and it's been my bread and butter. However, last year I moved away from that quite a bit, and I'm still doing it. It's not that I'm not doing it, but last year Spencer and I made a conscious decision to make changes in our life. And those conscious decisions and the changes in our life have made our lives so much better.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is something called the Inside Out Institute. We're doing what we absolutely love to do. We're helping people, we're changing people's lives, and we want to change your life as well. So if this is something that you would like to experience and you want to start moving forward and come to your true power, then you need to connect with us, okay?
Yeah.
Reach out to Spencer, reach out to myself. As simple as a message on Facebook or a message on Instagram or wherever you're watching this on YouTube, doesn't matter. Connect with us. We want to help you and we want to get you to the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you decide you want a career like Spencer and I have, and you want to make money doing this, then we'll support you and help you build that as well. So with that said, to find out more, check out our website at www.leadyourideallife.com. Also, if you want to check out a webinar about what we're doing and how we combine the conscious and the subconscious and learn about how you can really change your life, visit our website at 2020recoverymanual.com. Again, that's www.2020recoverymanual.com. There you're going to find a webinar that talks about what we do, the changes we can make, and some tips on how to get started, okay? Having said that, we have very specific webinars depending on what part of life you're at, where you're at in life, or what you're doing. Maybe you want to be an author. Maybe you're struggling in relationships. Maybe you're a veteran. Maybe you're already a coach. Maybe you're in the energy healing field or the medical field. Wherever you are, we have specific content built just for you. So if you want to reach out to us, let us know where you're at in life, and we will help you take you farther. All right. With that said, Spencer, anything I missed? Anything you'd like to add?
The only thing I want to say is that, because you nailed everything else, is we're actually approachable. Like, I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there, right? Like, maybe you're like, oh, I'm nervous. I don't know if I should send a message. Throw that out the window. We're here. We're
Yeah.
ready for you. Send us a message. Don't be shy. We're here to help you. And, just send us a message. If you're shy or anything, don't even worry about it. We're
Yeah.
here to help. That's all I wanted to say. With that,
That's it. Just
that's,
let's get this conversation started. We got to start somewhere. And as
yeah,
Spencer said, we are very approachable, zero judgments. We're here for you.
that's right. So with that, guys, take care, and we'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Thanks. Take care.